Hey, this is Josh with Swift Home Mortgage, and I just wanted to talk to you for a few minutes today about the biggest mistakes that we see when first-time home buyers are out buying their first home, or what happens after they do get their first home. So the first mistake that we see is going to be rushing into renovations immediately. So we're all out looking at houses and we can see the potential, and we see this outdated kitchen or an outdated bathroom, or maybe carpet that we don't love, or old laminate flooring or something that we want to tear out. What I've done personally in the past when I bought my first house, and I've seen other people do it too after they close and I talk to them later, is they rush in and they want to tear everything up right away and then try to piece everything back together one room at a time. So I would advise you, don't do that. Work on one project at a time. You know, if you don't like your kitchen, tear it out, put it back in, but keep your living room the same. You know, make it livable, be able to live there. Don't tear everything up to where you're living in a total construction zone for the next year of your life, because that'll make you regret buying a house and wonder what homeownership is all about. And that's not the goal. You know, we're here to live our homes and live in our homes and have our family there, and that's where we live. So that's what you want to do. In my experience, I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that I see people doing. Another mistake I see from people that are pre-approved and looking, is what we call them, the people that have come through our process and gotten pre-approved. They've got a blank check to go buy a home that they know that they want. Is people think that the perfect home exists, and I'm here to tell you that the perfect home is a unicorn. That perfect home doesn't necessarily exist for everyone, because I know people that have spent millions building new homes, and at the end of the day, they selected everything, they created everything in that home, all the options, all the upgrades, all the custom stuff, and at the end of the day, there's still things in the house that they didn't like, or that didn't turn out the way they wanted to, and it's just not the perfect place. So I would say, instead of having a laundry list of 20 things that you must have in a home, maybe narrow that down to a top 10 or a top 5 things that you really need to have in a house, and be willing to compromise, especially in today's market with a little bit of a limited listing inventory out there. You're not getting the luxury of being able to see 100 different homes and picking and choosing from which home that you want to be perfect. So in my experience, I find that the perfect home does not exist. Be willing to compromise and be able to be happy with the place that you wind up with. Another thing I see that people do when they're out shopping is letting their price range drift. And what I mean by that is, let's say we qualify you for, let's say, $300,000. That's kind of your top end of what you're able to afford, or maybe even what you want to afford when it comes to buying a new home. That's what your home price should be, your purchase price. You look at all the 300s and you start creeping in. Oh, let's up that to 350. Let's see what's out there. You know, let's up that to 400 and see what's out there. So your budget keeps stretching and expanding upwards, which might not even be possible depending on your approval. So you might not have enough income to be able to cover the payment. Your down payment might not be able to support the higher end purchase price. And I think you're really setting yourself up for disappointment when you're looking at those higher end homes, where those features and those square footages and neighborhoods and outdoor areas and all that different stuff might not live in the same price bracket as where you started. So that's one thing that I see that people can totally control themselves, is keep it within a budget, set the budget early, and stay there. Look there, have your realtor cap your listings. Don't stretch too far out of that, because it just snowballs into disappointment, basically. So I hope these tips and these real world observations can help you when you're out looking for homes. This is something that we do see every day, that our clients are definitely seeing this out in the real world, and hopefully you can avoid these and have a little bit of knowledge going into it. So if there's any questions we can answer for you, anything we can do, feel free to give us a call. I'll talk to you soon.